Well, all right. Well, you just walked in the door, and now we're live. You son of a. Thank you for
I
being here
know.
too. So, all right. So this is a MG Rogue Sunday evening broadcast. Just why? Because we can, and we all have some extra time on our hands to enjoy each other's company, bust each other's balls, and give shit to Nick for not having the Punch Riot online magazine ready to go as we speak. So that's just how it is. But Robert has decided he was going to join us, despite the fact that he's been on the road and he was working. And he just walked in the door, sat in his computer, turned it on, and he is here. So we thank you for that. We raise our glasses to you, Robert.
Thank
He
you.
works? God damn.
I know, right? A little bit. So welcome everyone who's going to be listening later. Everyone, all one of you who's listening now. And gentlemen, what's up with you guys? How have you been? How's your weekend?
Busy.
Busy?
Yeah.
Okay. Fantastic.
I just had pizza delivered, so that works. No, it's been a long weekend. I was busting my ass around the house yesterday on some projects that weather finally broke in such a way that I could get it done. And then today I was up and at 4 o'clock this morning.
Oof.
Drove to the other side of Indianapolis, worked for about 14 hours. Had a very frustrating day trying to close out the month and explain certain things about, I won't go into details, obviously, confidential stuff with my client, but basically explaining some stuff, and which is kind of frustrating because my very straightforward understanding of you pay this much on this date, it clears the bank this date, it falls in within this month, yada yada. It's a part of your expenses and so forth, but they want to make it some other time, and it's like, well, you do know I can fudge this for you to make you feel better, but during an audit it's going to show up when it actually happened because there's an electronic paper trail, and so how do you want to do this to understand where your money is? So little things like that, so they can be kind of frustrating. And then so that was 14 hours of that, plus about a 45-minute drive each way, and then plus I brought stuff home to work on for them. So, and that's just for one client one day. So
holy shit, wow, that sounds like a frustrating fucking day, my friend.
Well, it could be worse. I could be like IT or tech support for a government agency. So
that's true. Yeah,
there you go.
I know what that's like.
Yeah. So, or I could be a moonshiner like Nick. So.
Exactly.
Which I think would be more fun.
Probably running Rome or some shit.
Yeah. Only thing that made the trip worthwhile, I was listening to some music rather loud on the drive, but song called Pirates by Emerson, Lake and Palmer. It's on Works Volume 1 or 2. I think Volume 1, the black cover. Anyway, great song. It makes me think, yeah, I missed my calling. That's what we need to do. We need to buy a ship and become a crew of pirates. I think we'd have more fun.
Geek, absolutely, we become. Well, I would say we become privateers.
yeah.
For another country.
Yeah. And get those letters of marque.
Get a letter of marque and
yeah.
There's another name for it. I forget the moment, which I should know because I wrote about it. And like fucking dumbass. Thank you, marque and reprisal.
Reprisal.
And we have 5 people watching via YouTube, and we have 2 or 3 watching via Twitter. So welcome, everyone. Hey, Competent Man. Yeah, our guess here, it's on average, it's $3.95 for regular. It's $4.25 for super or the mid grade, and close to $5 for the high test. So
what do you put in your bike?
Oh, I put premium, but then again, it's only 5 gallons, 5.3 gallons.
Right.
So
another advantage for having a bike.
Correct. I will probably, weather permitting, ride to work, which is a 62 miles round trip. I will be riding to work on good days. So just to save gas. And then I work from home one day, and that's on Monday tomorrow. So that'll help a little bit. But where's the red wine, and why was I not offered a glass? Well, if I don't have red wine, Bacon, I can't offer you a glass. This is a holdover from last night. This is a Prohibition era gin drink called The Last Word, which is dry gin, green chartreuse. The liquid maraschino I am out of, but I did have fresh lime, and I added that. And you can add a sprig of like lemon peel or some shit, and I'm not doing that. So this is essentially gin and green chartreuse shaken over ice and put into this lovely martini glass. So.
Yeah. And you had a busty wench serving you last night.
I did. And she also made me homemade bread made out of the heirloom wheat, which means it's organic and no pesticides go into it. So if anyone has a gluten allergy or has a celiac disease, it's perfect. Because when I went over to France, not that I have any of those, but I do notice if I eat an abundance of bread in one sitting, I get bloated. I'm like, what the fuck? I'll get a pain up in here where I have a hiatal hernia, and it's like I'm like having a heart attack, which I'm not. But I tested it. Between last night and today, I ate half of that fucking loaf. I'm fine. So it does seem to work.
What is green chartreuse?
It's some shit some monks came up with in France like 1,300 years ago. It's a fermented herbs. From what I've read, it's very similar to absinthe.
Okay.
And it's a little more flavorful. And you could probably drink it straight or on the rocks. I'm going to give it a shot. It's got an odd but pleasing taste.
Does it have that licorice flavor?
It does not. No. Okay. It's just there might be a hint of it, but it's not as heavy as absinthe or ouzo. But it's similar in its effect as far as its strength to absinthe.
A drink sounds almost like a gimlet, but it doesn't have lime juice, or I guess gimlet would have sweet vermouth in it too.
That sounds about right. I think so. Yeah, like I said, this is you could put the maraschino liquor, but I don't have any. So, thank you, Red. Where's my lunch money, nerds? And also, here's lunch money. Well, it's your lunch money is our lunch money, so we appreciate that. Thank you. Good to see you in the chat. So these are tasty. This is probably my second one today. I've been taking it easy.
I generally don't drink mixed drinks unless I'm with a chick.
Exactly.
And that's where I have this rule that, it's like, for somebody I've been going out with for a while, I'll be like, all right, we'll go out. You want to call the drinks for the evening. I'll go along with it until it gets too fucking weird. So
yeah.
So that's a lot of fun though, because she, like little Spurg girl, who's the one I see the most often, she'll drink straight bourbon and straight scotch. She doesn't really like scotch so much, but she'll drink straight bourbon. And so that's good. So she, she follows my lead on that most of the time. So I'll go have a fucking, green whoop-de-doop or whatever she wants to have.
You're gonna have an apple teeny or some gay.
Went out one night and to the cigar bar here that I like to go to, and they make a pear mule. So it's like a Moscow
I've had
mule,
one of those, yeah.
Except it's pear, and so she liked the sound of that, and I was like, all right, so we got those. Those are actually pretty good.
Yeah, I don't mind trying. That's a variety in the spice of fucking life, man. You're gonna drink like one or two things forever. You're a boring motherfucker. I don't care. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, man has to drink a brown liquid. You know what? A real man does whatever the fuck he wants with style and grace. Right. So fuck off.
And there's something to be said about cocktails, old fashions, Manhattans, things like that. I mean,
a prohibition era cocktail,
eminently civilized about having something like that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, especially when a big titty wench is delivering it to you.
Oh, absolutely.
With fresh bread.
Mm-hmm.
That shit was good toasted with butter. I'll tell you that.
I'll tell you, you needed some
the
soup
wench
to
or the
dunk
bread?
that bread in.
Both were
okay.
just slathered them up with butter.
There was no soup. There was no soup.
You can't. Well, I have to.
Would the bread have gone well with soup? We know the breast would have. We've seen those.
Exactly.
With the bread.
Absolutely. What I'm going to do is I still have a half left.
Okay.
I'm going to be picking up. I'm going to make one more batch of chili before the winter season's out. So I'm going to try it with that, and I'm going to have some soup either tomorrow or Tuesday, and I'll let you know. I'll take a photo.
We need to invent a drink called the tits and soup or something like that. I'm gonna get to work on that.
Yeah. The breasty motorboat.
the tits and soup. I think it needs to be served up, and we'll figure that out.
We'll work on that shit, yeah.
And sadly, Cappy will not be serving it at the Manosphere Gay Bar and Grill, right?
No, I gotta figure out. Well, he could be. I don't know. Well, you'll have to wait for the next installment, the novella of Laserdiscs, because this first one is almost finished.
Awesome.
Well, he can serve the nuts and soup then, if that's what his thing is.
The fucking nutsack. Oh shit! Yeah, but it was good. We went to. I made reservations at a coal-fired pizza place and restaurants. It's fairly high end, which is nice. A little noisy, but okay. The best part is when we go out and she's wearing my collar. That's enough to draw eyes and like, wow, look at that. Her tits were in display, and then I order for her both her drink. I essentially decide what she's going to drink, and then order our meal. And the young waitresses look intrigued by it. I haven't had too many go like do a double take, but the older ones are always like, okay, man doing his thing. So it's nice. I had an older waitress last night, which was perfect. She just turned right to me, and I made sure the night progressed apace. So it's always good. Yeah. Aw. So what are you drinking? All right, good. Rob, you go first.
I was just asking if TJ had a chance to answer the question yet. I didn't know.
Oh, about
if he'd even seen it.
Well, I think what it is every time TJ's on, the same room is in a new configuration as far as what's on the wall or the shelves.
Right.
Mm-hmm. It depends on whether there's a body in the room or something. He changes the camera angle, right?
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. What are you smoking tonight?
I'm smoking Captain Black. It's a pretty good. I think it's the Royal.
Oh, cool.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, my dad smoked that. It's got a good air to it.
Good aroma. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
How many do you have in your collection, TJ? Jesus. Uh-oh. Open up a can of worms.
Gonna get show and tell.
You get some geek and tell, yeah.
So there's this one. This is the Peterson. This is the Gandalf pipe.
All right.
This is another Gandalf pipe.
Well, I know that one. Yeah.
Yeah, you gave that one to me.
Yep.
This one's another one. It's a cherry wood.
Oh, is that the one you got in Gettysburg?
No, that one comes later.
Oh, okay.
This one is the one I've had the longest. Just a regular black pipe.
Could stab somebody with that shit.
This is a clay pipe. Put this right here. This one is a Churchill, I believe. That's that, and then this is another just kind of regular pipe.
That looks like a corn cob.
Yeah. My corn cob is in my backpack, my hiking pack, the little tiny one, and then this one is very weird. It's not like any of the others. This is the one I got at Gettysburg.
Oh yeah, it's got the the burling on the side.
Yeah. So, yeah. Those are all of them. So I've amassed a pretty big collection.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah. And they all come, I have them all on this thing.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah. So this is a huge bowl full of, I'd say, bargain basement tobacco. So if there's ever a shortage, I'll be okay.
Nice. I like it.
Now, you can't get tobacco sent to you, TJ. Is that
You know,
one of the things?
I've been told that you can buy tobacco at a store, obviously, but I can't order it online. But what I've been told is you can order cigars online. Like this is
Correct.
where I need to do more investigation on that stuff and figure out whether it's true. Because if it is, I'd be doing that more often. But I remember when I tried to order some pipe tobacco, they're like, "Yeah, we can't ship to Washington." So I thought it was pretty ridiculous, but maybe I don't know.
Yeah. And how does that clay pipe smoke?
It's good. The other Gandalf pipe is also clay. You just have to be careful because they heat up very quickly.
Right.
A lot differently than others. So I really like the Gandalf pipe. It's I like it's just an easy pipe to smoke. It's also easy to light and stay lit. A lot of the other ones you have to really you have to kind of fight them on it. So
okay.
Yeah. I got one guy that I meet up at a whiskey distillery. I got him interested. He's into cigars usually, but I don't know how much he spends on it, but the cigars are a lot more expensive. Pipes are really cheap if you do it right, compared to cigarettes or cigars.
Right.
I bought a Tobacco Special that was like $13 all said and done, whereas you can buy a good pack of tobacco and a pipe for that price if you want. Now you can spend more money on the tobacco, but you don't have to spend anywhere near the amount of money. Now, I'd say you also don't get the kind of buzz from pipe tobacco that you get from cigars. I'd also say it's a totally different cigars. When you're smoking cigars with a bunch of buddies and you're drinking whiskey or whatever, it's a totally different just mood than when you're smoking pipes. You're smoking pipes, you want to talk about like very, very, very intellectual stuff. When you're smoking cigars and drinking whiskey, you talk about women.
That's one thing, yeah. One main thing.
Yeah. I mean, we do talk a little about history, but like I don't know. It seems like they put you in a different mood. It's like if you're smoking a cigarette, you're not going to, it's not an invitation to have an intellectual discussion.
That's true. I can see that. What the hell? Holy shit. It's like from January 3rd.
What?
I'm getting responses to like tweets from like a month ago. Like a like or a retweet or something. Like what? It's odd.
Yeah.
So what are you drinking, Nick?
Oh, go ahead.
God damn it.
What?
Who? Wake up the old man.
You talking to me?
See? You're talking to me.
I'm not from Denmark. I don't talk like that.
Fucking Jack. What are you drinking?
Tonight I'm drinking Woodford Reserve.
Oh, okay.
And it's almost gone.
That's like the breadcrumbs are in the bottom of that now. It's like all kind.
It's going to be gone in a few minutes, actually.
Nice.
Yes, sir.
Pretty smooth.
Yeah, Woodford's real smooth. It's kind of it's not quite top shelf, but it could be kind of like either the top of the middle shelf or the bottom of the top shelf kind of stuff. It's about I think a larger bottle like this is about $55.
That's not bad.
Maybe 60. I don't remember. So it's not bad, but it's pretty smooth. It's not quite as smooth as Basil Hayden, but it's good enough for a Sunday night in Alabama.
Talking to us fuckers. All right. Cool.
Yep.
I got a show and tell. You get a tobacco.
You got a Geek and Tell? Get it right, TJ. It's Geek and Tell.
Jesus.
What the fuck are you doing over there?
So we're going through my relative's house. He's moving out of it. So this is a really old flask. I don't know if you can read what it says.
Hang on.
It seems to be the greatest task
to keep the contents in the flask. Cool. Is that a glass one? It looks like a glass flask.
Yeah, it's a glass flask, and then
That's the best kind. Yeah.
bound in leather.
Yep. Whew, that's right.
Nice.
So
Yeah, I like
here
the
is
glass ones. Oh, cool. A old cigar box.
Havana blend.
Nice.
So
Cool.
it's
What's
even
up,
got
KZ?
Yeah.
We're just hanging out, shooting the shit, and drinking. To your health, everybody. You magnificent
This is
bastards.
interesting as well. So apparently Texaco a while ago did car models. So this is the one I have up on the chimney.
Yes. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, they just like the Hess trucks back in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah. And Sinclair used to do semis with cars.
Yep.
And such.
Yeah.
Of course, back in the days, gas stations used to do all kinds of really cool stuff, but
Yeah, that's one of the things I noted is that they used to
Full
have
service.
Yeah, they used to have full service. Now it's
There's we have the Wawa super gas stations they have here. There's a few places where the third shift you go get gas, and that's usually when I get it because it's not crowded. The dudes there will just clean your windshields. I'm like, that's cool. It's very rare that they do that, but there's not a lot of customers that take up time so they can leisurely go through and wipe your, clean your windows down.
Yeah, back in the 70s, I remember they would, first of all, most neighborhoods had a full service gas station that, they did all that stuff, checked your oil, pumped your gas, cleaned your windshield. And they usually had a mechanic on duty there too, doing some basic, basic friendly neighborhood mechanical work. And I remember when the last one of those near our house went out of business in like 70, it was 79, 80, 81. I think it converted to a convenience store with self-serve pumps.
Oh,
and
cool.
I think that was the last one in my hometown anyway that was a full serve.
Yeah, I worked at a family-run gas station in the mid to late 80s when I was in high school. And they had self-serve pumps and full-serve pumps, and then they had a two-bay garage, which was nice because when I worked, especially if it was a slow night, I could bring my car in, put it up on the lift, and do oil changes or any of that kind of stuff I needed to do to my own car. The only thing I had to pay for was the the cost of like an oil filter and 4 quarts of oil or 5 quarts of oil.
You were the laborer, so you didn't have to worry about.
Yeah,
paying
I was the labor.
So
So,
you didn't have to worry about paying. For it,
so I could patch my own tire. I could do tune-ups and stuff like that. And, I just had to pay for parts. And for things like, plugging a tire or something like that, they just like, yeah, whatever, don't worry about it. And,
That's a good deal.
and I could get really good deals on used tires and stuff like that there. So, I go just play around with my car on a slow night as long as everything else got done. So that was a pretty nice experience. It was nice having that kind of opportunity. Now, can you pump your own gas in Jersey, or is it all?
It's still full. It's still service regarding the pumping of the gas. There's a story behind that. He's dealing with corruption and political graft and all that shit in North Jersey, I think in the 70s or 80s. But and being a motorcycle, I'm allowed to pump my own gas.
Okay.
I mean, I'll pump my own. If it's busy, I'll fucking pump my own gas anyway. They can eat a dick.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I pull up on the motorcycle. They're like, oh, here you go, sir. What do you want? And I tell them, and they hand me the nozzle, and away I go. They hand me a nozzle.
In 2016, I took a 10-day, 2-week road trip through mid-Atlantic and New England, and I spent a couple of days down in Atlantic City with this Danish chick, and we were on our way back and pulled into one of those service plazas where there was a gas station. And, there was a line and I wasn't paying attention. She and I were talking. Then finally, the cars ahead of us moved out. I just pulled up, jumped out, went to go pump my gas. And the dude was like, what the fuck you doing?
Get back in your car, old man.
I was like, what? Do I need to pay first or something? And it was like, you can't pump your own gas. And I was like, oh, shit.
I think there's 3 states that are where you don't have to do that. Where it's a gas attendant, I think.
That's the only one I've encountered, but there may be others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I prefer to pump my own gas. In fact, when I go on road trips out of the state, I like doing it.
Yeah, we've got self-serve here throughout Indiana, so running out of gas in like New York or something like that was kind of shocking. That it's like none of the gas stations allow you to pump your own gas. What's up with that? And it's like, so
I got back in the car and we're sitting there talking, and she goes, "Are you supposed to tip him or something?" I was like, "Fuck that! I ain't tipping him."
Yeah,
right.
I was there ready to pump my own gas, and gas here is expensive anyway. So sorry, Charlie. Yeah, I'll never be back this way again, so they won't remember me anyway. Who cares?
Right.
Yeah, I don't think most people realize, unless you travel around the country, that especially foreigners, that America really is like multiple countries in one, because the attitude and the way of going about things and the levels of corruption in politics varies from state to state to state. It's just it's shocking. You'll go some places out west, and if you're not packing some kind of firearm on your person, obviously you look out of place, because it's literally almost like a Western movie. Everybody's walking around. So
there's small towns in Wyoming and Arizona that are like that. You just everybody's open carrying.
And then, of course, you go to Chicago and no one has firearms except for the gangbangers. So, that's okay. You get to vote when you're dead in Chicago. So that's, I guess that's a plus.
It's a trade-off. Yeah. It's icing on the cake.
Yeah. Of course, you vote for a political party that you may or may not have ever voted for in your life. But, that, in Chicago, the dead all vote for the same party. So that's another weird quirk. But
it's strange how the dead almost always vote Democrat.
Yeah.
Funny how that happens.
It's weird, right? It's
never libertarian. It's like, what's up with that?
It's like
there are no dead libertarians.
Yeah, it's like it's almost contrived or something.
Yeah.
Anyway,
there are times when I miss the mob. They seem more ethical, honorable, and
Well,
honest
there was honor among
the government. Yeah,
the old mob. There was honor among
Yeah.
thieves, and then there was you knew where that you stood.
Mhm.
It's like if you did this, then this happens to you,
Mhm.
and then that's it. There's no red tape. There's no you have to get a license. You don't have to fill out a form. You're
Mhm.
dead. You're fucking dead.
Mhm.
So I can respect that. And that's the show tonight, folks. So we're going
Thanks.
to.
You know what I think is interesting is I'm kind of back in gambling mode because I went to the casinos this weekend after Let 'Em Burn on Thursday night, and thinking
you were going
about
to say because you were dating a new girl, but
when I go to casinos, I'm until I get burned out, I'm pretty well. I play blackjack and then I sleep and take a shower and then come back and play more blackjack. That's pretty much all I do.
you're focused.
I'm totally spurred out on that then. But it's interesting because I'm interested in Vegas history and stuff, and I'm trying to plan my next trip out to Vegas anyway. And so I've been watching a lot of Vegas history documentaries and stuff, just getting back in the mood now that they dropped the mask mandate and they don't have partitions in the casino and all that other bullshit.
Those plexiglass bullshitteries.
Yeah, and I mean it's interesting because they talk about the shift from the mob to mob owned Vegas to corporate owned Vegas, and in some ways it's almost worse under corporate Vegas than it was under mob Vegas, and because because originally Vegas was first it was the Wild West, and then it was like in the 50s, early 60s it was the decadent playground for
Rat Pack and everything
for anybody, and then it it kind of got dumpy in the 70s as they were transitioning out, the mob was transitioning out and corporate America was kind of transitioning in, and then 80s early 90s they tried to make it family friendly, which sucked, and then now it's kind of gone back to pretty well at least the last time I was there in 2020 it had gone back to being fairly decadent and degenerate again. There are still some people that bring their kids there and stuff, but I don't really see that as much, at least not where I hang out. So
I can't imagine taking a kid to Vegas.
I don't see the point.
No, I don't either.
Where do you stay in Vegas normally? Like are you off the strip, or you just?
I'll mix it up on one trip sometimes if I want to, because I like sometimes I like to go stay downtown Fremont Street, and then I'll finish up on the strip. I usually stay at I really like staying at Planet Hollywood because it's right in the central, it's mid strip. It's you can it's a 5 or 10 minute walk to Aria, Cosmopolitan, Caesars, Bellagio, the Cromwell, Paris is right next door. So there are a lot of different places you can walk to right there. And it's also, the thing I like about Planet Hollywood too, is it's attached to the Miracle Mile shops, which is like an indoor mall that has all kinds of different places to eat that are fairly cheap, as well as a bunch of stores and shit. So if you need something and you don't want to pay, ridiculous casino prices for it, you can walk down there and you can go through the mall and get what you need without having to go outside. So it's kind of, but again, like I said, when I go, I almost always go by myself, and I'm just there to play blackjack and sleep, and drink too.
Of course.
I haven't been to Vegas in years. In fact, Star Trek, the experience was still open the last time I was in Vegas, and I've only stayed at like the Luxor and Excalibur, but obviously I picked those places for very geeky reasons. And yes, I went to the Star Trek experience several times for geeky reasons.
Nice.
And But then again, I had adult fun time in the hotel room with the windows open, looking out at the lights of Vegas later that night. So I mean, it was a well balanced.
You had her
trip.
face smashed up against the glass. Yeah.
Yeah, bent over one of the chairs. Yeah, exactly. So but no, I really enjoyed my time out there. But the last thing on my mind, I love my sons. You know, would do anything for them. I'm not taking them to Vegas with me. Even the ones that are adults now, they're just not going to happen.
It's a different vibe. It's to me, it's either your solo, lone wolf solo trip, or with a girl or two.
Yeah,
or your buddies.
Although we ought to have a masculine geek weekend or something in Vegas sometime in the future.
No, that's
Cappy's there or not.
Yeah, that's actually on the menu, as it were.
Yeah,
and I do want to include Aaron because he's down there an awful lot, so it would make sense. It would be a dick move to like go. I'll have a masculine geek meet up in Vegas and not invite Aaron.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is,
hide the rum. That's all.
Yeah, we hide the rum and we find out where the store is where they play D&D. So
exactly.
Make that happen. Show them the pro school way of doing it.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
How the MG roll their dice.
Absolutely. See if we can get Raul to come out and he can DM our group right there in the store.
Yeah.
Nick's like, I'm not doing that shit.
No, Nick's like, I'll be at the blackjack table. You guys come get me when we're going out for steaks.
Yeah, when we go out for steaks and cigars and wenches, we'll come back and get you.
Yeah, I usually go do that shit, because eventually you need a break, and I also, after a while, it's just sensory overload because of all the damn.
It's the same thing, Chris.
Noise and all the noise, all the people, all the smoke, all the flashing lights. After a while, I got to get out of there. So
that's like overload, right?
Yeah, if I'm there for longer than 4 days, then I'll day 3 or day 4, go out to the get out of Vegas proper and go someplace else, even if it's just to like Red Rocks or somewhere.
I was about to say go out to Red Rock or whatever, go fucking jet skiing or some shit.
Yeah, just go and get away from all that sensory overload bullshit and fake bullshit and get back into, get your feet on the ground.
Yeah, when you're playing blackjack, you're focused and you're intense and you're in that zone. You ever just like completely zone out and lose track of time?
Oh, I always lose track of time if it's unless it's a really short game, unless I've only got like 20 minutes. Yeah, I'll usually a lot of times I'll get down there and I'll typically there's always one day where I'll end up eating supper. I'll go play a little bit. I'll get tired. I'll go upstairs, sleep till about 10 or 11. Go back down to the casino at 11, and I'll end up playing till like 6 in the morning.
Fucking sun's coming up and shit.
And it's like, well, you don't know that it's coming up,
right?
You can't, you don't see. There are no windows, so you don't see outside, and none of that shit is by the door. So,
right?
Yeah, it's just like that. And unless I keep checking my watch, I usually, usually it's been a lot more time than I really thought. But I try to. I try to pay attention. I pay more. I structure it more based on, whether the deck's hot or not than whether, whether the shoe's hot or not, whether, more so than time. So gotcha. I'll get up and like change tables and chill a lot, but or get up and go someplace and get a drink and just sit there and chill for 30 minutes before going back.
You usually do pretty well playing, or is it?
I mean, it just depends. I mean, it's always, I typically come out ahead if I play long enough.
Yeah.
The first few times I went, I didn't play long enough because I was going on a work thing. So I would just be like, yeah, I'll just play a little bit here and there. But that's when I really started getting into it. And then I started going out or, going to Biloxi or somewhere else just to play. And, I'm not saying that I'm an advantage player. I'm trying to be an advantage player. So if I'm getting the job done over time, the I'm able to turn the odds in my favor. So if the odds are more in your favor, you want to play as long as possible, because the more hands you play, the more likely you are to come out ahead.
Right.
That doesn't mean you're winning millions of dollars. It just means you're coming out ahead. And that's,
Yeah.
my goal, the goal that the bet that I make with myself, the game that I play with myself out there is always, I try to see if I can at least profit enough to cover the cost of the trip. So if I can cover the cost of the room, and I can cover the cost of the plane ticket, I feel like, that's pretty good. So that's what I try to do. And sometimes I come out way ahead, and sometimes, I leave down, but yeah, that's
in my experience,
the life.
Which is limited because I've only played a couple of different games, but you can kind of tell if the dealer or whoever's running the table, if they're in the mood to be there working and or not, because I've had, basically $20 disappear, in like 2 minutes, because they didn't want to work. So they took your money, and, you could just tell they don't want to be here. So, and then I've had other, tables where you sit there all night long and you walk away with $300-400, and, starting off with $20 and you turn it into like 3 something. So, and you're just sitting there, and the lady's just bringing you drinks, and you're just sitting there and betting your money a little here, a little there. And, next thing you know, you've spent several hours at the table, and, walk away with way more money than you started off with, and, had a really enjoyable time. But, and, the dealer or, whoever's, whether it's roulette or whatever, it's like everybody seems to be enjoying themselves. So even if some people are winning and some people are losing, it's an enjoyable experience. And other times it's like, nah, I don't even want you at my table. So,
Right.
give me your $10-20 now, and then, go away. Because if you give me any more money, you're going to lose that too. Because I don't want to, I just want to stand here until it's time to go home.
Right.
So.
It's been a while since I've been to a casino.
Yeah.
Long while.
Mm-hmm.
Last time I was in Vegas is 2005.
I was there. I got COVID on my Vegas trip in early 2020. That was the last time I was there. Was first week of January in 2020, and I came home with COVID. So,
Oh shit! They fucked you over.
I came home, and I actually had a pretty good trip. I came out ahead, and I noticed my throat was getting scratchy and stuff, and sometimes that just happens because of all the damn cigarette smoke and shit. So,
right.
And then, so I got home, and then about 2 days later, I woke up in the middle of the night, and I thought I had the flu, and that shit knocked me down for, several days. And then it took me a long time to get over it. I started getting better fairly quick, but it was like, it dragged on with me for a week or two. And all I did was I spent a lot of time sleeping. And then, as I was coming out of it for good, all the news started popping up in late January about, hey, everybody has this mysterious illness. And I was like, oh, fuck. Yeah, that's what I had. And then my girlfriend got it, and she got tested for it and confirmed that was it. So, I came home with it, and I gave it to her.
Nice. Just spread the love.
That's right.
That's right, son of a bitch.
It's like I told her, I was like, hey, man, if that's the worst thing I give you coming home from Vegas.
Yeah, exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, she made out pretty good, actually.
No syphilis, no gonorrhea, no nothing.
Gonorrhea. Oh, I got the kung flu. Are we still kung fu fighting? Or is that not a thing anymore?
I have no idea.
No, I think we're Russian fighting now.
Okay, Putin put an end to kung flu, huh?
Yep, he did.
Okay.
He's a powerful bear of a man. So
wow,
how about that? And all the people that don't want you to have a a firearm or a magazine with more than 5 rounds are applauding the Ukrainian government passing out automatic weapons to anyone who'll take one.
It's amazing to
it's
me
just funny.
The very thing that allows that is embedded in our institution.
Mm-hmm.
Idiots here don't want, but they, like you said, they applaud it overseas.
Mm-hmm.
It's the dumbest fucking shit.
Well, I mean, think about being a guy who's you're 25 years old, your country's getting invaded, and then the first time you ever put your hands on a rifle, you're standing in line for the government to give you a used AK, and that's your first introduction to firearms. And how stupid is that?
Yeah, it's not going to work.
Well, it surprises me because it's like the same people that are completely unaware that we even have a southern border are all bent out of shape because the border the Ukraine isn't being respected by Russia. And it's like, wait a second, why does their border matter and ours doesn't? But as I've tried to explain to people, it's not that I'm pro-Russian. It's just I'm not worried about a tyrant over there. I'm worried about the autocrat in charge of the state of Indiana and all the other tyrants between here and Washington, D.C., let alone someone far across the ocean. The tyrants I've got in my backyard are a little bit more of a imminent threat and danger to me than one on the other side of the planet.
Well, I don't mind saying I don't, once again, I've said this right from the beginning. I couldn't give 2 shits about Russia or the Ukraine. Russia's an asshole for invading Ukraine, but Ukraine's an asshole for being invaded. And I don't, what was going on in Ukraine a year ago at this time? Hunter Biden's getting paid. Mm-hmm. There's money laundering going on in there. Ukraine's a shitty, place too. And and
the big guy's getting his cut.
I mean, I'm not in favor of, innocent people getting bombed, but, I didn't do it. Fuck them all. That's their problem. They need to sort it out.
I agree.
I'm not going to waste whatever's left of my life. Part of that is old, grumpy old man shit because I turned 55 back in February. So
holy shit.
I might have 20 good years left. I'm not going to waste it worrying about Ukraine and Russia. That's for goddamn sure.
Wow, someone on the show actually older than I am. I feel so much better now.
Glad I could help.
Thank you, Nick.
You're what, 53?
Yeah.
Okay. You're only a year older than I am.
Yeah, I was born in 68. So
okay.
I mean, according to the actuarial tables for the year I was born, I'm supposed to get 75 years. So, I'm 20, 21 years. If assuming everything goes well, I'm 20, 21 years away from, my final breath statistically. So, you got 20 years left. You want to make them, as good as you can make them.
No.
And getting stressed out over, fake flu and stupid, Eastern European wars and shit. No, I don't give a shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think George Burns had the right idea. Is smoke those cigars, drink his scotch or his whiskey,
fuck
and
them bitches.
Yeah, and he outlived his doctors.
Yeah, he was
smoking and drinking. So
he was like what, 93 when he died?
Yeah, something like that. So
yeah, he was in his 90s.
Yeah,
fuck it.
But see, the other part of it is, I question. I remember seeing him when he was very, very, very old, and he would still have that cigar in his mouth, but he wasn't moving a whole lot.
It's the quality of life. I mean, in addition to doing those hedonistic things, you still have to take care of yourself.
Well, that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at not how many years do I have left, how many good fun years do I have left, and what do I need to do to
exactly facilitate that. Yeah, absolutely. That's why you're here.
I don't know. I see some of those little old Japanese women that are like in their 70s and 80s, and they're still pearl diving and stuff. It's like,
well, it's because it's action. They're moving.
Oh yeah, Yeah.
They're every day they're doing something.
Well, yeah.
And I think that's key.
You know, seafood diet, limited carbs.
You know what's crazy is I was watching a documentary about these people in Burma that had fought for the British during World War II, and the people who were making the documentary had set up like a nonprofit to go help out, like locate and also financially support these people and fought for the empire. And one of the guys was sitting there talking about like how if he'd had more medical care and all this other stuff, he'd have lived long. He would live longer. Like, oh yeah, and he goes, yeah, I'm 97.
Holy shit!
And
I don't need to live longer. I think I'm.
Well, this is where it's crazy. Where there's these people in these third world countries where, like, they're physically their bodies have taken a beating, but mentally they're all there. Like they haven't lost any of their cognitive abilities. And I was just watching it thinking, okay, what is it that I don't know. I don't think that there's a cultural or environmental stuff. I think some people, they lose their mind when they're in their 80s, and it's another 30 years of watching them rot physically, as opposed to people who are, you know, physically they're not doing good, but mentally it's like they're completely alert and they're aware of what's going on. And man, the worst situation is when you've got someone who, I don't know which one's worse, honestly, because I've seen both, where it's someone who, you know, mentally it's to the point where you don't even recognize them and they don't recognize you, even though they live to be past 100. And then there's people who die in their 40s where they're still mentally there, but physically they're just falling apart. So
they've checked out.
Yeah, I think for me, I'm kind of just thinking like, I think Vince, you and I have talked about it where, you know, we get on there's going to be the day where we get on our motorcycles and, no, this is not the Tipsy TJ and the Dick show. This is where we get on our motorcycles or we go out for a long walk in the woods in the middle of the winter and I don't know.
And you don't wander back.
We don't come back. We lay down and die like dogs.
I mean, there was that, I will say this, you know, and this is something I've noticed since I started noticing this at 52, is that if I go any amount of time just kind of sitting around and not, you know, working in the yard, chopping wood, lifting weights, whatever, then you start really stiffening up joint wise.
Yeah.
And you got to keep moving. If you don't keep moving, it gets harder and harder because if I go a couple of weeks, like, you know, I had some kind of stomach bug a few weeks ago and I didn't do anything for about 2 weeks. I just sort of trudged around, and every time I got up off the fucking couch or got out of bed or went up some stairs,
you could hear your knees and shit.
All my joints were it was just like you could hear them fucking creak, and you gotta keep moving. You know,
your mind says, moving. "Oh, I'm still 30," and your knees are like, "The fuck you are."
Yeah.
That's why I think lifting. That's why I think lifting is such a good thing for people who start getting older, and it doesn't have to be a lot. In fact,
3 days a week.
I can't do nearly as much as I used to. Shit, I do 2 days a week, and
Slacker.
Yeah, but you know, the rest of the time I've got all these sororities here in town. I've got to bang all that shit. So
there's the public service.
Right. but seriously though, I mean, it's like if I don't do that and I'm not also out, you know, splitting some wood or, you know, working in the yard or, you know, something like that, then I'm fucked. Yeah. You gotta. That's how it changes. That's how it changes when you get older. You don't need, you know, unless you're, you know, super into weightlifting and bodybuilding and you're really into that and that's your main thing. You got to go lighter on the weight and but still do it, because if you don't, you just seize up like a, you know, like an engine that's, you know, run out of oil throwing a rod or something.
When the idiot light comes on.
Mm-hmm.
Well, mentally, I think I feel better when I've worked out. When I, you know, even if for some reason I can't get somewhere and lift, you know, doing push-ups, sit-ups, squats, that kind of stuff. It's like, you know, even when it gets hard there at the end and you're kind of struggling, but you finish out the set and, you know, you get that like fuck you, universe. I'm not dead yet. God dang you. You know, it's so, but yeah.
Sadly, that's why I still read books. That's why I like either gambling or practicing, counting cards and shit at home, is because it keeps your mind sharp. And playing guitar, learning new guitar shit, all that stuff mentally is a big deal. And as I get older, there's also, I just have more hate in my heart for humanity in general, because I've seen all the stupid shit, so I need something to keep my mind off of all that. And
fair enough.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, I need to make more time to read for pleasure. Read. I do plenty of reading work wise, but I need to do more pleasure, enjoyment reading.
I have a tendency to listen to audiobooks too much, just like everybody else, but it's just not the same,
I can't get into that. I mean, I can do that for short stories or things like old radio programs, like Vincent Price doing The Saint or old shadow shows, any of that kind of stuff, because it's short enough time that I'm focused the entire time and do it. I'm not one of those people that, like, on a long drive or just working around the office, throw on a book on tape, because I miss all the details, and I don't like missing the details of the story. I want to really get into that kind of stuff. I'd much rather just listen to music and have that playing in the background. So that's more my kind of thing.
Blackjack's the best odds if you're playing perfect basic strategy and counting cards. The odds are much better than craps. I know you're in Reno or Lake Tahoe, wherever, but yeah, if you're playing basic strategy, you're already ahead of craps. That if you can manage to at least count cards semi competently, then you flip the odds totally in your favor.
You don't have to be Rain Man good. You just,
because Rain Man was kind of misleading, because all counting cards is you just keep track of whether there are more high cards or low cards left in however many decks you're playing. So every time a 2 through 6 pops up, you add one. Every time a face card or an ace pops up, you subtract one, because every time you see a low card, that tells you there's still one more high card left, and the high cards benefit the player, whereas the low cards benefit the dealer.
Indeed. Prove you're the real Rollo. Say something we would know. What happened in the last D&D game? Yes, the real Rollo would know that. And Rollo,
I actually watched some of that. I actually watched some of the last D&D game. Yeah,
it was fun, and fucking Grat got fucked over. He's got like graffiti on him and shit.
Well, and it hasn't been resolved that you're infected with lycanthropy too. You and Gray, I think, are both potentially infected with lycanthropy. So you guys might be werebores, providing you're ever not a statue.
Yeah, right. There's all that shit. Well, if something happens to Grat, then Grat's brother will come to
avenge him.
To avenge him, and then kick it. See, the problem is Grat's the tank. You need him.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's the real Rollo. All right, Rollo. I'm gonna add you as a moderator. There you go. And check your DMs, Rollo. If you want to join us for a little bit, you're welcome to.
I think you need to put Marty in timeout for calling me Dick December.
you have a wrench, you can do that your damn self.
Even though I do kind of like that. I think that's pretty clever.
Dick December, yeah.
I'll tell you what, my favorite alias on the internet is that guy that calls himself Dick Dastardly. I think that's
I've seen that.
That's the best damn name.
Yeah.
Yes. In that game, Lupo, he had to be the tank because Grat was out of commission.
Yeah.
And something's up with Lupo and that fucking the book that he's got, and he's it's something
The
insidious, independent and shit. There's something insidious happening there, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Adds another layer of coolness to the campaign.
Is that the game you were watching, Nick, or did you see the one we all did with Jethro? The Saturday.
No, I was
game?
watching the one this past week.
This past one, yeah, that's right. You did stop in for a little bit. I thought I saw you say something.
I stopped in for a few minutes, and well, I always stop in. I always give you a thumbs up, but then I can't. I just, unless I'm trying to fall asleep, I don't.
Your cool meter. Your cool meter refuses to.
It's not that. I just because I'm not playing and I'm not into it. I just get bored. It's just like, sorry.
No, don't be sorry. It's cool, dickhead.
But at least I always stop in to give you the thumbs up.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's
the most important thing.
Here's a thumb for you. Jam that right up your ass, boys. Jeffro's game was fun. That was I think we have to do a few more one shots like that where in each game we play a different character, and TJ's not allowed to play a ranger ever again.
No.
Is it?
Yeah. I'm still trying to figure out how he rolled the stats to get a ranger that time.
I rolled them for him, and we.
Well, that explains it.
We did it
know
on
how to roll a die.
Yeah, exactly. TJ's like.
I'm just like, whatever, man.
Well, the problem was he only had one 6-sider.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't that the only die? Literally, the only die he has is
six times.
Is like
roll it 6 times, 6 times for each category of 6. I'm like, no, we're not doing that. I will roll them for you. And then we'll pick the highest out of these. So
do I need to send you a set of dice, TJ? Is that?
I'm gonna. We have the Masculine Geek Village by the Battlefield is coming up the end of April.
Okay.
And I will be bringing TJ a set of his own custom dice.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yep. So
now, if we can just get him to read the player's handbook,
that's your homework, TJ. Between now and the end of April is to read the player's handbook that I purchased for you.
Right. Well, okay. It's ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah. No, roll. I want that maple.
No, now you're asking for what gift you're gonna get.
Jesus. Jeez.
Holy shit!
Hey,
you'll get what we give you, and you like it,
DJ.
That's funny.
He's gonna give you a bottle of Mad Dog 2020, and you're gonna like it.
Well, if now here's the thing though. If Aaron was here, he'd say you wouldn't get that bottle because he would flake on you at least twice.
Honestly, for a while there, that's one of the things I used to look forward to is showing up for the D&D game to see if Rollo bails on you.
Oh, if we got Rollo that day.
I was thinking about trying to start like a pool every week for people to put in a butt.
No, what was crazy about this, and it's recorded, so people can go back and confirm. I'm sitting there trying to ask a very, very important question. Can I do 2 wishes at once or only one? Because if I can only do one, I'm resurrecting myself first so that I will survive the next round.
You can do well, you can't do them at the same time, but one after the other.
You guys could not stop talking. I'm just sitting there like, I'm going to have to put muzzles on all of you. I'm going to have to put masks on all you guys.
Right. Yeah. I'm going to mask you up, see?
Well, it was cool reading reading Jethro's kind of after action report on that game, because he was saying that you could definitely tell there was a different synergy with the old players and the newer players. The ones who had played first edition and were familiar with it and familiar with playing in that kind of rule set played on like a completely different level than the guys that were playing first edition for the very first time. And, it's just,
What the fuck is a moose knuckle?
You don't know what a moose knuckle
is?
How old are you? Think
Like
of
a camel toe?
Think of camel toe.
Yeah.
Yeah, camel toe. See?
You're saying I have a pussy?
No,
He
seen a
wishes
moose
you did.
knuckle.
Maybe he
It's
wishes you
different.
did. I don't know.
I've been accused of a lot of shit, but nobody's ever accused me of having a pussy.
That's true.
Moose knuckle.
Shit. Moose knuckle. Raw.
Well, no, seriously, is that supposed to be like, you know, your nuts in tight shorts or something? What is that?
I don't know.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Man, you low class motherfuckers. I don't know your language.
That's a complete 70s and 80s thing.
Mm-hmm.
Moose knuckle.
You fucking moose knuckle.
We should have told Nick it's a drink.
Okay.
Next time you're in a bar,
It's a moose
knuckle.
You have a
Dude.
moose knuckle. I'll take a
Dude.
moose knuckle.
No, I'm gonna add that to the list. We need
Right.
we need a soup and tits, we need a moose knuckle, and we need a camel
Masculine
toe.
geek moose knuckle.
We need a camel toe.
There you go. The masculine geek camel toe and masculine geek moose knuckle.
I like it.
Shit.
Well, you can put the recipes in the next issue of Punch Riot if it ever comes out.
Yeah,
There's not going to be another issue of Punch Riot though.
Yeah.
Punch Riot issues are done. Are done.
Well, the physical issue is gone. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and
well,
God knows
I mean-
when the digital issue is going to come out.
Well, it's not even going to be a digital issue. It's just going to be a deployment, reimagining, if you will, of the entire concept. So the new Punch Riot's going to have like it's going to be a lifestyle thing that has fiction and shit like that as well. So there's going to be cigar stuff, whiskey stuff, all kinds of different shit, as well as fiction and whatnot.
Cool. I can contribute to that, both my fiction and some articles.
Well, what it's gonna be is like there's going to be the reader part of it where there will be, you know, stories and essays and shit. But then a lot of the other stuff is going to be like more videos. So there'll be several video presentations every week, which may be a thing on whiskey or, you know, how to make a camel toe, that shit.
Cool.
Soup and tits. There'll be a
Soup and tits. I'll
a
share
soup
some.
and tits.
I'll post some choice photos.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It'll be not safe for work.
It will definitely be an adult themed endeavor.
Oh yeah.
And hopefully I can get some more radio shows and stuff going too. That
was fun doing that. Yeah, I like that.
That's part of the motivation here. Part of the mission.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Aw. A moose knuckle, see?
Moose knuckle.
Just a moose knuckle. A moose knuckle.
Ask Jack, you know, on his next Friday night.
Have you
ask
ever
Jack what a
have you
moose
ever had
knuckle is.
have you ever had a moose knuckle?
Moose knuckle.
Like a moose knuckle.
It sounds almost like a pastry, you know, a bear
Right?
claw.
A bear
moose
claw moose knuckle. Man, those moose knuckles are fucking tasty.
Yeah.
It's good with your coffee. Oh god.
Moose knuckle and a latte.
They've got that it's got that nice glaze on it.
But a moose knuckle's not as smooth as a camel toe.
Nah, it's kind of hairy.
Yeah.
Comes with free pubes. Oh, for fuck's sake. This degenerated pretty quick. TJ is just sinking lower and lower in his chair. He's just
Chair.
getting lower.
Well, my goal every time you invite me on here is to sort of, you know, be mellow for a little while and then, you know, just try to derail this at some point with totally inappropriate shit.
We actually encouraged that and are waiting. It just took you. We were surprised it took you this fucking long to get there.
He just had to wait till he got to the end of the bottle.
Yeah, that must be it. You know, I just opened it this
You
morning.
just start talking like this.
Yeah.
I never start talking like Jack.
Like Jack. Jack and his American lisp.
Yeah.
His
I do
English.
really want to, attend some part of Jack's America tour, though.
No, I'm sure he'll be out your way.
It was Marty, Nick. What does that mean? Damn it! Now I want a moose burger. Jesus.
All right. Raul's got his own show going on over here in the chat.
I was about to say,
That doesn't surprise me.
I'm like, hey,
Raul, just I sent you the fucking link. Just
some
drop
cool
in.
stuff.
We'll talk about fucking woke Last Kingdom and shit. Get out of the chat for fuck's sake.
I don't even know what is Last Kingdom. I don't know what that is.
I don't know,
It's a great
Viking shit.
Yeah. And it's based on a series of books by Bernard Cornwell, which I highly recommend.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I know Cornwell. Yeah.
So, although they did definitely this last season really change some stuff up from the book, and this next season is going to be the last season, so it's really going to condense the end of the story as well. But I like the TV series better than Vikings as well, but the books are just phenomenal. So I highly recommend.
Last Kingdom is historical fiction about Vikings, though. Is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
It's basically about the last kingdom in England before.
All right, wait. Raul. That doesn't make any sense. If you got your hands to type, you can stain your guitar live. We all want to see that shit.
Yeah.
Unless you're staining a moose knuckle.
Well, I'm about to say he may not mean he's recoloring it.
Is that code for something else?
That's what I'm wondering.
It may means he's jerking off on his guitar.
There you go.
Unless he's fixing it. I know he was talking about getting a wedding present for Michaela, so I don't know if that's
maybe is that what you call the is that code for wedding present for somebody? Staining a guitar.
Yeah,
it sounds more manly.
Give her a Stratocaster that's got a little crust on it.
There you go. It's gonna graced it with your moose latex glove, you fucks.
He's just getting himself in deeper and deeper.
I know, right? Well, you go ahead, keep having your show in the chat. It's entertaining.
Yeah. and everybody know that Rollo's packing latex for your protection. And
latex gloves are handy when you're fisting a moose.
When you're playing with your moose knuckles. Moose knuckles and latex gloves. Is that the chaser? Latex gloves.
I think that's the name of Rollo's new bag.
Moose knuckle and latex chaser. It's a new drinks. Oh, fuck. I'll take that. I'll have a moose knuckle with a latex chaser, please.
God damn.
Oh, fuck. Aren't you glad you're here? Yeah, it's turned out to be a decent show.
I don't know.
That's right. Or he's giving a prostate exam. That's the other thing. milking the prostate.
All right, I don't know Rollo well enough to go that far. So
you don't want to know him that well. go that far. Holy shit!
Accusing a guy of giving another guy a prostate exam with a latex glove. You got to be fairly tight with the dude to be able to
well,
really
he's run D&D games and
that's right. Well, I mean that's what I say.
Yeah.
I can. It makes sense for you to do it, but
exactly keeps him clean with extra depth. That's what she said.
Improper.
Yeah. What kind? Well, which guitar, Raw? Is this something you've built, or you're just refurbishing something?
I don't know, but I follow Rollo on Instagram.
Let's go on the goddamn show.
I follow Rollo on Instagram and I see his guitars. He's got some nice fucking guitars. So.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Oh shit. A moose emoji. Yeah, right. That'd be kind of funny. Like it looks like a bullwinkle. Like a bullwinkle emoji would be kind of cool if we could stick that in the emoji set.
Well, that's what we could call it, the bullwinkle instead of the moose knuckle.
There you go, the bullwinkle and the latex glove. There you go. I like it.
Oh shit! Sad.
It's the Destroyer Iceman hybrid. It's bear. Okay. I'll have to go check out your Instagram. You probably have some photos.
Wasn't that black? Wasn't that originally black or some dark color?
Meh.
Or am I thinking about somebody else? I follow a lot of guitar players on Instagram.
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. I mean, I know a little bit about saxophones because they played alto and tenor, but I don't know much about guitar. I could talk to a little bit about keyboards because I played that too, but I used to have a Korg DW6000. But not guitars. It's on my IG. Okay, I'll go check it out.
Oh, Sast is here. You must have.
Oh Christ!
We're way past his bedtime.
Right? Yeah. That's his 1984 Destroyer. Okay. Yeah. Pull up a chair and grab a Bullwinkle.
Hey, you got Sast is a Florida man now. Sast moved to Florida.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the
Definitely
keyboard.
worth
I
to
actually
go
did
do.
not have the keyboard tie.
Vince wouldn't do that.
Nah, it's too gay. All right, let's change the banner to accurately reflect what we're talking about.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, hang on.
Vince is going to make big trouble for Moose and Squirrel.
Already had big trouble. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Now I listen to Florida Man radio. Yeah, it's not going to be too long before, there's a news report of Sast in a Speedo riding an alligator in the Everglades.
That'd be kind of cool. Just leave the Speedo alone. Don't.
He's not that far. He's not that far from the Everglades, so
Oh, yeah.
it could
Okay.
happen. Yeah.
Hey, Daryl. Good to see you in the chat. What original image is that banner? What banner? You're talking about our background? I have talked about this background to no end. I'm not doing it again. Go back and watch other shows where I talk about it. Fucking tired of explaining the background. No, that is a Robert E. McGinnis illustration for a book called Brooks Wilson Ltd. Sort of a slice of life comedic pulp written in 1964. And it's one of my favorites because it's a guy with a drink, very similar glass. And he's surrounded by a bevy of beautiful babes and broads. So, yeah. The Bond girl poster background, that's not this one. But Robert E. McGinnis he's done most of the old Bond movie photo posters and pulp book covers.
What I want to know is, when are you going to become a real man and stop drinking and start retaining some semen?
Is that what a real man does?
He doesn't drink and retain semen. Yeah,
that's it. It sounds like a Bullwinkle to me.
Precious.
I thought grandmas retained semen. That way they could take their clothes off for them.
Well, they fuck semen.
They undress for semen anyway.
Yeah.
Exactly. Undress for semen. How you doing over there, TJ?
Wyatt, I am rolling.
Fantastic. Looking forward to the battlefield gathering?
That's the rumor.
Okay.
So you flying all the way from Washington for that?
No, I'm gonna walk.
He's gonna run.
I'm gonna jog the rest of the way, and then
He's gonna Forrest Gump it, complete with hat.
He ought to ride his bike.
Well, no. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find the picture of the sexiest girl online I can, create an entirely fake social media profile, and say, I am trying to get to visit this boy of my dreams in Gettysburg. Give me money. And within 24 hours, I will receive enough money from thirsty men who can pay for my flight.
I think
you should be able to fly first class.
Yeah.
Well, see, what I was trying to do
you were
was
talking about, I think.
I was trying to do this whole routine about how I think you should take the bus and you should document it, at all the stops along the way from Washington to Gettysburg. But
or the train. Or just save
you had to
up.
be a smart ass and fuck up my joke. So
I did fuck up your joke.
Well,
I didn't realize you were making a joke. I thought you were serious. You fucking bull.
That's how good I am.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense.
Andrew is saying how proud he'd be, or how proud Cappy would be with me if I hitchhiked away. My thought is, sorry, I'm trying to say it differently. My response is, I would not hitchhike if I was Cappy. I would bum rides off of people and then crash at their house.
And leave,
Yeah,
and then
rather
leave
than getting a
before,
hotel.
right?
And say, dude, can you drive me to the airport?
He's like, I'm gonna, yeah. He basically, I know, right? Seriously. Well, when we go fly out there for Village by the Dork, he's definitely. We're doing Village by the Dork out by Aaron.
Village by the Dork.
Village by the Dork. He's fucking picking us up from the airport. That asshole.
He's gonna pay for my gas driving there. That's
Right.
what he's gonna do. We're gonna do an entire live stream where we're gonna raise money for my trip over there.
To what? The Village by the Battlefield or the Village by the Dork?
Oh no, by the Dork. I'm not driving all the way to Gettysburg. I can drive all the way to South Dakota.
Okay.
And if gas prices get out of control, it may be cheaper to just fly, but who knows?
How much is a ticket out when you're coming out here to the Battlefield? How much are tickets in general?
Well, that if you get it right, it's cheap, and I should probably get mine soon. But
fucking hurry up, slacker.
You know, the tickets to Rapid City are like, I might as well go visit Switzerland.
Well, yeah, it's just, then drive.
Right, but gas prices are now. It's just like.
Well, it's 6 to 1, half a dozen the other. TJ, if you want to be crammed into like sardines with fucking retards, then spend the money and fly. If you want to just pay the same amount of money, but be leisurely and taking your time and having your own thoughts and your own vehicle, do that.
Are you flying Yellow Cab Airlines or what?
Chicken Coop Express.
I never fly Spirit ever.
No one of discerning taste flies Spirit Airlines.
I hear you get a discount on your ticket if you do the oil change yourself.
Exactly. Well, their version of first class is you get a seat by yourself.
Their version of first class is you get a seatbelt.
You get a seatbelt and you get a parachute that works.
Yeah.
Well, that's the joke with Spirit is they don't actually land; they just kick you out when you're over your destination. It's like in a general area.
They just slow down over the nearest body of water.
Right, and you're like, here, have this boat with the life alert on it, and they come. Maybe the Coast Guard will pick you up in 2 or 3 days. Oh shit. Well, yeah, get your ticket sometime this week, DJ.
Get some oxygen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well, I gotta.
What?
I'm trying to read all this shit that Sash is vomiting in the chat.
Oh yeah. Raul disappeared.
Well, he's got to be working on that guitar with his latex glove.
Staining his guitar.
So that's right. Well, he also needs to get me that bottle of whiskey.
He just got smart. He realized that the more he talked, the more shit we're going to
get. Yeah, pretty much. He's like, fuck this. I don't need this shit.
He's an old guy. He's got sense.
I'm staining the guitar. I don't need this shit.
Woo.
Yeah, Robert E. McGinnis is go out and get his art book too. You also want to go out and pick up. There's a newer book out on Frank Frazetta's work.
Mm-hmm.
His one of his daughter, his daughter has a she manages his estate and the museum on his estate over in Pennsylvania over here, which is about 2.5 hours, 3 hours. I do want to try to get her in an interview like on site and do like a live stream thing.
That would be good.
Yeah, maybe make it another masculine geek weekend. We'll see. Because I know there's some people in the area that be cool to hang out with. Is that true?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, depending on where you are, it's usually about a $10 or $12 Uber ride, but maybe.
The most expensive Uber ride I ever had was $150.
Damn, where'd you go?
Yeah. Well, I was coming back from Kansas City. TJ and I were hanging out, and I was getting in late. for whatever reason, Sunday night was ridiculously packed at Philadelphia International. And I land. I'm like, oh, I gotta get an Uber. And all the basic Ubers were non-existent.
Yeah.
So I had to get the high tier upgrade, which was a large minivan.
Yeah.
And that was ridiculous. So between that charge and the tip and all the little fees and whatnot, it came to 150.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, I've never heard of a $5 Uber ride, but like from McCarran to Planet Hollywood was about $10 or $12 the last time I did it.
No, Marty, I did not get a happy ending. I wanted one from one of the many prostitutes that lined the area that the asshole took me through, and the fucking map took him in the wrong direction.
I think the only time I paid that much for an Uber ride is when I was on a business trip to DC, and after work one day, a buddy of mine and we got an Uber ride out to the MGM National Harbor Casino that was, back then it was just built. And that was a long ass ride we were staying down on up Connecticut Avenue, about halfway to fucking Maryland. And, that ended up being kind of a long ride.
Jesus.
And then we gambled till about 3 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, something. And then we were trying to get an Uber to come back. There weren't any Ubers around. And we're like, we fucked up. So
nice.
We tried Uber and Lyft, and we just kept trying. And we spent about 15 minutes or so trying. We finally, one finally, popped up. So we kind of lucked out. But yeah, that was, we didn't think that far ahead.
Shit. I could have rented a car, but I wasn't about to rent a car after 11 o'clock at night. They're all closed up, and I really couldn't call anyone. Try to wake them up, and that's a bit of a shitty move. It's no big deal. I mean, the money's not a problem. It's $150 for like less than 20 miles. So
that time I was doing that road trip around the Northeast and shit, I'd actually flown into Newark's airport.
Oh my god!
Which is by far the shittiest airport I've ever been in.
That was. Oh my god!
That could have almost been in the Congo.
It's in a demilitarized zone. It's a fucking piece of shit airport.
I was walking from the gate to baggage claim because I was on a long trip then, so I had checked a large bag and just walking from the gate to baggage claim, there was
retrieve all your latex gloves.
There was like wires and shit hanging from the ceiling tiles missing. It looked like it just gotten hit by a tornado or something.
Right.
And so I go down there and I don't know why I did this, but at the time I was here at home setting up a rental car for that trip, and I noticed that if I got my rental car in East Orange, West Orange, somewhere instead of the airport, it was about $200 cheaper. And so for some stupid reason, I was like, yeah, I'll do that. So I ended up having to take a car out to East Orange, West Orange, whatever the fuck it was. And it was not in a great part of town. And I ended up, I had to return the car on a Sunday when it was closed. So this was not the best. This is not my proudest moment. So I returned the fucking car to the lot, and they had a little key drop. So I dropped the key in there. I call an Uber, and I'm waiting for the Uber to take me to the airport, and it was taking forever for that Uber to get there, and it was closed, and I really had to take a whiz. So I went in the back part of the lot, and I just pissed on the lot back there.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ!
But I was pissing on New Jersey, so it didn't seem like I was doing anything all that bad.
Nah, it's business as usual.
I'm kind of glad I did it now because
right,
New Jersey wasn't kind to me anyway. But
I can remember probably the first time I drove through Chicago. I had just gotten out of. I was in Naval Sea Cadets, which is kind of like ROTC for the Navy, and Cub Scouts. It's kind of a mix of the two. And I'd gone to basic training up at Great Lakes, just north there of Chicago. And the funny thing is, what I went through for like 4 to 6 weeks of naval basic training was almost identical to what my buddy went through at 18, actually going through naval basic training. There wasn't
Jesus.
any real difference at all. All the classrooms and everything else were pretty much the same. But anyway, so I'm driving home and going through Chicago, and we go by this gas station in downtown Chicago, and there are these guys like in the alleyway. You can see right from the roads, urinating on the side of the gas station because, they don't let people, I guess, use the bathroom there in those downtown gas stations, or they had no bathrooms. And so, yeah, you just got people whizzing out in the open in Chicago. And it's like, so that was my first impression of Chicago, guys pissing on the side of the building.
Yeah. They don't let, like there were Subway restaurants there in South Chicago. They had, they didn't even have public restrooms anymore. I think they had one for the staff, but the entire restaurant, except for where you step up inside to order your food, was entirely covered in bulletproof plexiglass, and like they had pass-throughs for the money and for the food and shit. You couldn't even, there was no direct interaction with anybody who worked there. There was no public restroom, nothing. It was kind of like,
Jesus.
Yeah, it was pretty fucked up. But yeah, Marty says pissing in public when in rain. As far as I'm concerned,
I did that in France. It was fun.
If you've never pissed in public, then that's one notch off of your man card. You're
just a waste.
You're not a real man if you've never pissed in public or
on the side of the road on a road trip. You're like, fuck,
retained your semen.
Retained your semen, or put on a late, or just glaze your guitar with a latex glove.
I've never retained my semen. I've never even thought about retaining my semen. The only time I ever heard anybody talk about retaining semen was in Dr. Strangelove, when that crazy general kept talking about your precious bodily fluids, right?
Yeah.
Bodily fluids.
So anytime these knobs on the internet start talking about retaining their semen, I just think about Dr. Strangelove.
You need to pull out that sound clip and throw that up there every time.
Retain your fucking semen. Jeez.
Fucking stupid. That's a good way to get prostate cancer right quick.
I don't know about that, but I know that semen was not meant to be retained.
No, it's bad for you. It's clinically bad for you.
I say, if God wanted us to retain our semen, he wouldn't have made tits, right?
That's right.
Tits and pussy. Pink pussy.
Well,
exactly.
Well, I just remember how hard I worked in my teens to bust that first nut with a chick, and I'm like, I'm not going back to
Why'd you go back to no sex?
That's right. Fuck that.
Exactly.
And yet, not retaining semen has not held me back financially, and not, it has not caused any problems in my life whatsoever.
Right.
So
it's all bullshit.
I'm very much a.
It's like these other knobs that are like creating these.
Let your semen free.
That's right. It's creating these like dating, regurgitating. Dating advice, and it's just like some avatar, and they've got like 43,000 followers, and you've never seen them. They've never shown a receipt, but it's like one platitude after another, and everyone's liking it, and they're all jumping, they're all on each other's dick over this stuff. I'm like, what? Who does this?
Jesus,
Who does this shit? Jesus Christ!
I can't fucking imagine. I can't imagine anybody cares. I can't believe people follow that shit. I mean, it doesn't make none of that makes any sense to me whatsoever.
No,
but I don't care about anybody, and
that's
I'm a selfish prick. So
you grumpy old selfish prick.
I'm a grumpy old selfish prick. You're goddamn right. I'm gonna My goal is to be grumpier and more selfish.
As you get older.
That's right. I'm not going back. You think I'm going to be generous with these fucking punks? Hell no. Oh shit.
Jesus. TJ, have you laughed yet on this broadcast?
Only when we're talking about Rollo and his latex gloves.
I heard him chuckle. He chuckled.
TJ let up maybe a guffaw, a chortle,
Yeah.
A chortle.
I guffaw occasionally.
What the fuck's a chortle?
I don't know. I've heard it in regard to describing a certain laugh, a chortle.
I've only ever heard it. I heard somebody say you can chortle my balls. That's the only time
I've heard gargle my balls, but not chortle my
Maybe.
balls. Is that another drink, Nick? The chortle my balls.
Hang on, I'm writing that down.
Yeah, chortle my the chortle my balls.
The chortle. I'm going to have recipes for all these next time we talk. Chortle my balls.
Chortle my balls.
The moose knuckle.
The moose knuckle. The bullwinkle, aka the bullwinkle.
AKA.
And the chaser is the latex glove.
We're gonna call it the bullwinkle stomp.
The bullwinkle stomp and the latex glove. The LG.
The latex
LG.
glove and the camel toe.
The gin LG.
And the camel toe.
Oh.
Man, we're gonna have some interesting.
Vince may have to schedule another alcohol show.
I think so.
Just for that.
Don't forget the staining the guitar.
Yeah.
The stained guitar. That's
the
what
stained guitar.
Yeah.
That one's compliments of Rollo. The stained guitar.
The stained.
So we got like 4 or 5 new fucking post-prohibition era drinks.
See what happens when you invite me on. We come up with. This is like the apex of creativity.
It is. It's so good. It's
the guitar stain.
Chortle my balls.
Stained guitar.
That's right. Oh fuck. We need. That's 4, right?
Yeah.
It's 1, 2, 3. It's 5.
Oh, 5. Okay, that's a good
it's
number.
The chortle my balls. It's the moose knuckle, aka the bullwinkle stomp.
Bullwinkle stomp.
And then there's the latex glove, the camel toe, and the stained guitar.
The stained guitar.
The stained guitar, aka the Rollo.
The Rollo, yes.
The Tomasi.
The Tomasi.
Or
the RT.
Or we could be subtle and we could name it. Who was the character in LA Confidential that told the story about Rollo Tomasi? Do you remember that character? Because I think it was Kevin Spacey's character.
No, it wasn't Kevin Spacey's character. It was Guy Pearce.
I don't think it was Guy Pearce.
No, Guy Pearce was telling that story to Kevin Spacey's character.
Okay.
Guy Pearce's character came up with the name just as a filler for the guy who shot his dad.
Wow, that's very explicit.
What was
good memory? Good memory.
And what was Guy Pearce's character's name? You remember?
Edmund Exley.
Edmund Exley. That's right.
The Edmund Exley.
The Exley.
The E squared to the double E.
Man, we got a lot of LA Confidential fans in here. I got people in the chat throwing that.
Spoiler for I was going to watch that tomorrow. Too bad, Andrew. You're shit out of luck.
Look, you can't come to a Masculine Geek Rogue broadcast and not already have your cultural and media bona fides when you get here.
And that movie came out like 2 decades ago. So if you don't know that show by now, then
it was mid-90s.
You're not going to make it.
It was like 95, something like that, wasn't it?
Just 30 years or some shit. Yeah.
I think I was already married by then.
You were like what? You were 40, weren't you?
I wish.
Oh fuck. Yeah, we're old. Even TJ's an old fuck. You're what, 35, TJ?
Close enough.
Don't be coy.
Yes, I'm not 35 yet. I will be very soon.
Okay. All right, that's all you had to say. Jesus Christ. Have a chortle my balls and relax.
Oh shit!
Oh fuck! You don't get this on Let 'Em Burn.
No.
We got to up our game on Let 'Em Burn.
You do. You're slacking, you son of
We
a
don't
bitch.
have any drinks or everything. So the first ingredient of chortle my balls has to be
Nutmeg.
It's got to start with 2 round ice cubes.
That
round
got a
ice
TJ
cubes.
laugh.
And some nutmeg.
2 round ice cubes.
A pinch of nutmeg. It's like a cider drink.
Well, you'll like, it'll be 2 round ice cubes, and then what's that white liqueur? Not Bailey's is brown. What's the white liqueur?
Guitar stain? I don't know. Semen retention?
Cream de menthe. Why don't we
Creme de
just
menthe,
call it
yeah.
creme de menthe with some
Creme de menthe.
nutmeg.
Some nutmeg.
Yeah.
And what's the main alcohol base? What's its core? Is it a gin drink? Is it is it rum? Is it
I think
vodka?
rum. I think rum.
Okay.
Rum makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe a spiced rum, right?
Rum makes sense. Yeah.
Why
Well-
write this? Why are you writing this down?
Rum makes sense with the nutmeg.
The chortle my balls is spiced rum on 2
No.
rocks.
It can't be spiced rum because we also have to wait. Okay, so it's rum,
Just say
It's
rum.
creme de
Two
menthe,
creme de menthe, nutmeg.
nutmeg,
2
round ice cubes,
and a sprig of ivy.
a sprig of ivy.
I don't know.
This drink has Cappy written all over
it's
it.
Christmas time. It's a Christmas time chortle my balls.
The drink of choice of the manosphere.
Right?
Jingle balls.
Marty says Kahlua, so Kahlua might be in it, one of the other ones.
Yeah, but that's going to give it more of a kind of a
Coffee.
coffee taste.
Yeah.
Yeah, or you could
You
use like a Godiva chocolate liqueur.
Oh, they
if you're
could,
going-
I know. We got to throw a
Maraschino cherry?
a slice of pineapple.
Pineapple.
Slice
Yeah,
of
that might work.
pineapple.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because you're supposed to eat pineapple or drink pineapple juice before you come in a
Chortle
woman's
ball.
mouth.
Oh, there you go.
So,
So, all right, we have the ingredient for that one. This is fantastic.
and a
This
big
is
dollop
great.
of lemon yogurt.
Dollop of lemon yogurt. What's the next one? Have curry in it or something? For fuck's sake!
that'll be the the Filipino variant, the
That's right.
Dante.
The Dante. What the Pudwack Panda? We'll take the Pudwack Panda. It's a black and white. Pudwack
Oh
Panda.
shit! This is haram.
This is halal. This is great.
Haram. Wow.
There's fucking H words. All right, so there you go.
All right,
What's the
so
next-
we got one.
We got one. I think it's a good start. We're gonna make these. We'll have to do these at the battlefield gathering. Actually, mix these up. I like it.
Mhm.
Rah.
Yeah.
Aw. Hopefully, it tastes good.
You can get all the nutmeg from which I'm trying to come up with a new nickname for Karen Clary. I was gonna say something else, but I was like, yeah, we might have to mull that one over. We're gonna have to distill his new nickname.
Well, there's also a presentation aspect too, because you don't drink it out of a glass. You throw it on a chick's tits and then lick it off,
Exactly. Yeah.
or on her face if she.
Well, that's the guitar stain goes on their face.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Right.
Well, if we come up with a drink that's Aaron Clary oriented, the gay hand will have to be somewhere in the title.
Yep.
Mhm.
I'm not touching that one.
That's what she said.
I've got enough on this one. I think the guitar stain needs to be made with aviation gin, though. That needs to be the base.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think so. That's because that's Rollo's brand.
Right.
Aviation
So-
gin's the guitar stain.
We'll start with aviation gin. I've got some in there actually, so I'll get to work on
Cool.
that.
You'll start working on that tonight.
Not tonight. I've already drank my. My
I'll make sure I go ahead and post the latest drink.
I'll be spending the next month in Florida, more or less. So
okay,
there's
you can
gonna be
experiment.
there's gonna be plenty of time for. I'll have little Spur girl try them all, and
we have to.
Yeah,
Here's what we'll do. We'll start. We'll do all four of us will do a collaboration. It'll be the Punch Riot, the Punch Riot Masculine, the Punch Riot Masculine Geek
drink recipe show.
Drink recipe book. It involves there'll be different various shots and of
this is gonna get out of hand because everybody's talking about the clary already. We're gonna have to invent the herb. How can you not have a herb?
I know, right? It comes. It doesn't come with an umbrella. It's got a little beanie.
It's a domestic beer with a taco in it,
right? I like it.
I'm still
TJ's,
waiting to hear this.
The soggy taco. That's
TJ's comes with a little dog called the Reese.
Yeah,
I'll do that.
Shit.
All right, the daily hiker.
I'm waiting to hear how.
I have one that what was called. A friend of mine came up with the name of a drink that had to be with a hiker, so I have to go look it up again.
Look it up, and we'll make that one for you. Yeah,
it's a good name. So
I'm looking forward to hearing how Nick's trip to Florida goes when he asks Spur Girl to chortle his balls.
There you go.
You're
not sure whether it's not actually twirling the balls or actually trying to drink or both.
Yeah,
based on the way I usually talk to her, that's actually pretty mild, so it's not going to be a problem.
She'll wonder why you're being so nice to her.
Well, it's not that because I'm always nice to her, but I am raw and brutal in my honesty about what we're doing and how we're doing it. So
as well, you should be. We'll be wrapping. TJ, don't worry, we'll wrap this up in about 10 minutes, and then we're all. So you're not.
TJ's already done with the degeneracy.
He's like, I'm done with this fucking chortle my balls.
He's like, Jesus, I came on here to talk about history and mythology, and now we're making up stupid drinks.
No, I'm just letting you guys do your thing.
Oh, I appreciate that, TJ.
It's the frat house you never knew you wanted to be in so bad, right?
Oh,
right.
Jesus.
Well, we'll come up with a drink called the Tipsy TJ. There you go. No, it's got a nice. It's a nice alliteration.
No, we'll call it the brief.
The brief.
The brief Martinell.
It's gonna have to be served in a tall glass then, right?
Yeah, right. Fucking one of those boots. A boot. A fucking beer boot.
You can order the TJ as a brief, and then the liquid will only be in the shoe part. But if you order the full Martinell, it goes all the way to the top, all the way to the rim. Oh, Jesus.
Are you all right, TJ?
Well,
I can't see you. You're in shadow. I can't see you. There you go. That's better. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. There you go. All right. We know you got a lot going on. It's not a problem.
I do. I actually have one of those boots. An old girlfriend gave it to me.
That's cool. You drink out of it?
No, I keep my spare change in it.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
So, also doubles as a weapon.
I guess I do have a picture of myself drinking beer out of a boot at one of the beer gardens in Washington D.C. Actually,
Oh, yeah, cool.
I'll have to post that. It's from a long time ago.
It's like what, 1956, 57?
It was about then. It was around when.
Okay.
I mean, JFK was president, so
right before he got shot. Yeah. Before Hemingway killed himself.
I got a boot during Oktoberfest from 10 years ago. Yeah, I got one of those. I drank all the beer out of that boot, and it was a dark beer too.
Oh boy,
it might have been a Dunkel-Weizen or something like that. But that fucked me up, man. That was really the last time I drank a lot of beer. That's around when I switched to whiskey almost full time because Yeah, beer messes with me. Beer and wine both.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember
Really?
you saying that when we had our. Yeah, you were talking about that
Yeah.
when we had our alcohol show. We'll have to do
Yeah.
another one of those.
I won't do well with that.
Oh, add this one down. The knob nibbler.
The knob nibbler.
The knob nibbler.
I'm not inventing a drink called the knob nibbler.
It's for social justice warriors only.
That's gay.
It is pretty gay, but
I think we could. I
still
mean,
a good alliteration.
Show us your tits would be a good name for a drink.
Show us your tits. Yeah. Show us your tits.
Jesus. You know, if we actually came up with this and published, I know I'm always coming up with ideas that I never follow through on, but if we actually did this and came up with a recipe book for drinks based on our little social circle on the internet, I bet that would make some bank.
It probably would. I say we do it. I have the photography equipment and then obviously the various sets of tits to include if we go that round as far as like display, like tastefully displaying them, the drinks.
I think we should. I think I could get. I wonder if I could talk Spurg into contributing her tits.
I don't think she would mind at all.
Yeah. Well,
I'm not showing her face. It's just,
right.
Is there like a camera that can pick up tit prints? I mean, is there a tit print like investigator somewhere? I mean,
she gets real nervous because she's a financial advisor at a big like nationally recognizable.
She's taking a gamble with you then, yeah.
Place like that. So she was like, I can't do that. I'd lose my job.
Oh, God. That should be fine.
So,
well, if not, I have numerous models we can use.
Hey guys, I gotta hop off.
All right, TJ. Don't forget.
Have a good night, TJ.
Don't forget to buy your ticket and hang in there, brother.
Man.
Yep.
Take care. Poor guy, he gets on with these old degenerates. He doesn't know what to do.
Right.
And I thought we were rather tame tonight, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah. It's Sunday.
Yeah.
It's a day of rest. Sort of.
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like we
All
broke
right,
out
Sass,
the nipple clamps and
that's later.
paddles and stuff. So it's,
man. You ain't seen nothing yet.
Oh, I don't doubt that. You and I have read the same books. I don't doubt that.
Right. Yeah.
Full Monty Martinell.
Speaking of reading the same books, how'd the book show go with you and Rob?
Oh, it was good. It was good. We're probably going to do that. Not probably. We're going to do it every month. He came up with a second book. I forget the name of the title, but I have it in my Amazon cart, which I'll probably be ordering this week.
Okay.
And I'll probably do it the end of March. The end of each month, we'll do a book that's a good, solid masculine read. Not necessarily a self-help book, but something that offers insight and wisdom.
Yeah.
Into navigating life as a man, and whether or not we recommend it, obviously we do because we read it. But to say, hey, this is how we put the wisdom from this book, if possible, into practice in our own lives.
Okay.
And how it affected us. So it's.
Are you guys going to announce the title early? That way, if the audience either have read it or want to read it before listening to the show.
Yeah, once Rob and I lock down a Tuesday night at the end of the month, I'll go ahead and when I create the StreamYard /YouTube, all the the background stuff, it'll have the title in it. Okay. So when I go ahead and I retweet it, or I set it up, maybe send it out in the newsletter, and also for Masculine Geek Life subscribers, it'll have the title. So if you want to pick it up and you want to engage in the chat, you can.
Good.
So yeah. Good question. Thank you for asking that.
Not a problem. I still need to watch the first show. I'm pleased that you picked the book that you did. So I'm looking forward to watching it. But yeah, cool. I've been super busy. Heck, I didn't even get to listen to Nick's show Thursday night. It's just this last couple of weeks have been super hectic. Family stuff.
It's tax time too, right? And family, yeah.
That I've got a kid sister that's is in the hospital, details of which I won't go into, but so that was pretty serious. And then a ex-father-in-law, the only one that I've still got alive, actually, is also in the hospital, and that's been pretty serious as well. So, so needless to say, that's the grandfather of one of my sons. So worried about him, and also that's the ex on good terms. So, I'm concerned about her as well. So, and, it just, so I've had that kind of stuff, and then work stuff, project stuff, also, trying to get some other things going, career wise, as far as certain projects go. So it's just, it is just one of those things that I'm at a point in my life where some things are pretty decent, enough so that if I'm not careful, I can get complacent, and complacency is dangerous. That's like, it's like when a man gets complacent, that's when a man stops living. And I'm not ready. I'm, like Nick, I don't know if I've got 20 years, 25 years, or, a few more beyond that, but, I know I've got less time in front of me than I've got behind me. So I want to, I'm not going to go nuts, but I want to at least kind of maximize some of that stuff and enjoy, enjoy the fall, basically. So,
enjoy the decline.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously, there are masculine geek projects, including a certain gaming group. And, so there's some of that to look forward to and to work on, which is great. But I got more I need to do. I need to get some stuff going. I need to not be so complacent. I need to, so
clock's ticking.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Yeah. I know it's every year, every birthday, not that birthdays are a huge deal, but once you hit the 40 mark, if you're self-aware and you stop and listen and take inventory and take stock of your life, and you wonder, like as you say, it's like there's less ahead than there was behind, and you figure out, well, it's only going to have another 20. When did my grandfather die? It's like, when did my father's still alive, my grandfather's still alive. Like, what's the longevity of my family line? And like, what's my health like? And like, conceivably, if I even if I drink and eat what I want, and I exercise, and I get good sleep, and I do all the things that seem to be the right things to do, can I extend that out? A lot of it's mindset too.
Oh yeah,
having a positive, and just like having an almost childlike delight with and wonder of the world around you. I think that helps keep you young and as long as you keep moving forward. Like, well, with all those things in place, and having said all those things, maybe another 30, 40. And if I'm lucky, if I'm really lucky and fortunate, maybe I'll make it to 100. But what's the quality of life then? At what point am I going to, be wearing a fucking diaper? Is that on the table for me? And do I want that kind of life? Or am I going to just, hey Rob, I'm going to fly this plane, and you and I are going to crash into the ocean, or someone's barn, or or something like that? Or am I just
have you guys seen the movie Secondhand Lions?
Oh yeah, Rob and I are doing. Rob and I are doing that. Or if I don't do that, or Rob, like say Rob is already dead, or he says, "Hey Vince, I'm not ready to do that, but you are. Go ahead." I'll probably just hop on my motorcycle if I can, and ride into oncoming traffic.
Well, it's funny because I promise you that there aren't that many people out there that enjoy their life more than I do. I don't think, and it's been that way for at least a decade, if not more. Where I can really enthusiastically say that. And even before then, even, the problems that I had or thought I had, they weren't nearly the problems that I thought they were at the time. And so I still had it pretty good. And I'm having a good time, and have been for a while. But at the same time, have good relationships with my kids. I have good relationships with my parents. I've got some friends that, I've had for a long time that, so I got all this stuff to be very thankful for. And yet, life in general is still kind of a piece of shit. And, there's just all this shitty stuff that you just watch go on and on and on. And it's like,
it's a good point. It's a good point.
I think after 70, 75 years, it's going to be
I'm done.
What else is there to do?
Yeah.
We were talking about this on Let 'Em Burn the other night, and I was like, if I get hit by a bus tomorrow or something happens to me tomorrow, I'm good because I've gotten to live a life that I've enjoyed and that I think I've seen more successes than failures, if you want to look at it that way, or at least that's how I feel about it and think about it. So, we're trying to teach them a lesson.
Right. We had to wait for the kids to go to bed. Then we could have grown-up talk.
Exactly. If you've been following Masculine Week, which I think you have, if you're focusing and paying attention, you'll realize that TJ will cut out after 2 hours, regardless of what show we're on.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, but anyway, so just to round this out, it's like if I go tomorrow,
you're okay.
Yeah, I'm good, and it's nice because if you and this my overall point is that this is why it's so important to get on the ball and live the life you want, not what other people want, because I am acutely aware of the fact that if I do go tomorrow, I'm not worried about it because I've done and I've seen most of the things that I wanted to do and see, and I haven't done everything I'd like to do, so I don't want to go tomorrow, but if I do, it's like, I'm good. And I'm thankful to be able to say that, I'm thankful at this point in my life to be there and to be able to do that. And I think I can't see things getting any better than that. I could end up with a little more money. I could end up with, whatever, but I can't see the satisfaction really getting any better than what I've managed to do so far. And I think it's good if you can get to your, late middle ages and be able to say that.
Yeah.
And that only happens though if you take the bull by the balls and live your life, not somebody else's.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. We have a question from a Twitch guest.
Mm-hmm.
FNC Mind.
You're twitching this thing?
You what?
You twitch this thing?
It's just by default. It goes out to Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we always have one Twitch watcher every
stream, fancy,
which is kind of cool. Yeah. You may go. You have permission to ask a question. Absolutely.
TJ is really the oldest man of the group.
I've always said he's like 80 years old in a 35-year-old body.
Yeah.
30-year-olds are so serious, man. I was that way too.
Right.
When I was in my 30s, it was like I just started figuring some shit out. And it's like you want
the weight of the world is on your shoulders. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going through my first divorce when I turned 30.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I had just I'd just been married for like 2 years when I turned 30. Should have been. I should have gotten divorced then as well, but I didn't.
Yeah. I got married at 21 and divorced at 30.
Oof, Jesus Christ, dude.
I know, but God I was in love.
Yeah,
exactly. Exactly.
All right. We're all there.
When I got married, I was 28 and my ex was 20.
Nice.
Yep.
The first girl that shared my bed during the divorce was 18. And I was turning 30, so yeah, she had just graduated from high school.
I like it.
Hey, if you're gonna do it, that's the way to do it.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's what I call post-marital counseling.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. That should be like a service.
Mm-hmm.
Like you get divorced, and then an agency sends out an 18-year-old to your house.
Yeah.
I
Right?
think it's called the Chicken Ranch. It's in Nevada.
No. It's like an Uber Eats. It comes to you.
An Uber Eats, literally.
Uber Eats. Yeah, it's an Uber. It's It's a feminine. It's a vaginal Uber Eats.
Yeah. Here's your tits and soup.
That's right.
There you go.
Tits and soup. In that order, and sometimes together, sometimes apart.
Mm.
Exactly.
With a Bullwinkle on the side.
That's right, and to chortle your balls.
Tits and soup with a chortle your balls chaser.
That's right.
Checking driver's licenses before you bang.
That's always good. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I've never done that.
I did that once.
Did you?
Yeah, this chick I picked up in a Barnes and Noble, the record area, the Barnes and Noble.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how old are you? Oh, I'm 21. Let me see your driver's license. Okay, hand it over. She's 21.
Mm-hmm.
Where's your most interesting? There's a question. Where's the most interesting place that you've ever picked up a chick?
I've told this one before, but only once in a car on the driving home from work. It's one of those, right? Or I looked over and I sort of did a double take, and she smiled. This little blonde-haired chick rolled the windows down because we're at the red light, and she's like, "Do I know you?" I said, "I don't think so. Do you want to?" She's like, "Yeah." I said, "Here's my number. Next red light, I want you to call me." She called me. We went on a lunch date the next day, and it was funny because I was supposed to meet her on this. It was a Saturday or Sunday. I don't remember the day. I have to go back and check my notes.
Mm-hmm.
That I was going to the Nikola Tesla Wardenclyffe in Shoreham, Long Island. I was on a cleanup crew, on a volunteer cleanup crew at the lab, and I wound up hooking up with a chick there, and staying until like 10, 11 o'clock, and I just texted the girl, and I was like, "Look, I'm not going to make it's not happening. I'm with someone else at the lab. I'll catch up with you later in the week." So that sort of cooled that off, but that was kind of cool. But in those 2 weeks, I had made 2 connections. One at Tesla's lab, which is, when I'm thinking about, it's kind of badass.
Mm-hmm.
She had big tits too. She was as tall as me too, and red hair and big tits. Holy crap, it was fantastic. And this little blonde-haired chick just at a red light coming back from, going home, coming back from work. It was pretty cool.
Robert, you got one?
Maybe one of the radio stations I worked at. That comic book store, girl at the coffee shop that, for like a month was giving me free drinks, and I finally got the hint. It's
right.
Yeah. So
it was like a little bit transactional. I was like, I need to give her something now. She gave me all these free drinks.
That's right.
Well, that, and she was telling me about the fact that, this new place that she had rented and stuff like that, and how it used to be a funeral home and stuff like that. And if I'd,
Nice.
Yeah, so she was kind of gothy.
Nice.
But,
I like her,
nice.
right.
Yeah, so
I like goth chicks.
Yeah, but probably
they're my favorites.
Probably radio station. I had a girl drive like an hour or two with the intent to serve me a chortle my balls at work at the radio station.
Complete with nutmeg?
Yeah, complete with nutmeg.
Nice.
So that was, and this is like radio in the 90s. So this is far from, had I worked in radio in like the 70s, oh God, the stories those guys have to tell.
Yeah.
Is mind blowing, especially the guys that were like on the early FM stations, the early, album oriented FM stations, playing all kinds of weird stuff, and all the hippie chicks calling in and showing up and bringing pizzas by with acid laced on them. Just all kinds of crazy stuff. It was a golden age.
The one I'm most proud of was I was on my way to Mobile to go to do some fishing in Mobile Bay. I think I've told this one before, and I stopped in Evergreen, Alabama to get gas, and there was this chick who was on the gas pump opposite me, this little blonde chick, and she kept she kept asking me about, you know, the gas pump and stuff. And she and I got to talk, and we walked inside to get, you know, drinks and stuff, and came back out, and like on the way back out to the car we were talking about where we're headed, and she was headed home, and she actually lived like, you know, 2 miles from the hotel where I was going to spend the night before getting up the next morning to go fishing. And so we ended up meeting up later at this little bar close to the hotel. And so my, you know, picking a chick up at a gas pump is my I think that's my crowning achievement.
Gas station pussy.
Yeah, that's right.
Nice. I like it. And we're going to end on that note. That's kind of a good note to end on.
Definitely.
Gas station pussy. All right, gentlemen.
Gas station pickup. I'm going to write a book. Gas station pickup.
Gas station pickup. Yeah. Our Twitch watcher, if you still have your question, ask it now, because we are going to sign off.
Yeah, Marty in sales knows. He's a bammer. He knows where Evergreen is.
Aw. Any more questions?
Questions.
Yeah, I don't know how TJ can time out after 2 hours. Hell, some of the shortest radio shifts I had were like 4 hours.
Right. I don't know what TJ goes, because for him there's a 3-hour time difference, so that means right now it's 8:18 for him. So I don't know what he has going on. So whatever, it's fine.
I've been up since 4 o'clock this morning.
I know. Hey,
you know,
it's I totally get it. That son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
That son of a bitch.
I know he's got stuff going on, and that's all fine and good.
No,
it's still, you know, it wouldn't be right if we didn't bust his balls. So
exactly, and he expects it.
Yeah,
as long as we're not chortling them.
How do you get the girls who play first edition AD&D?
Exactly. If you're at
by the rules,
yeah, and Masculine Geek, we're more sophisticated. Relationship. I know, right? I said that with a straight face. Relationship, dating, BDSM, dominant advice. You already have to know how to get the girls before we can even fucking help you.
It's discriminating.
Right? It really is. If you are not, if you in the chat are not getting laid, don't come to us for help.
Yeah.
Don't. No. No.
Nope. Don't come to Masculine Geek. Don't come to Let 'em Burn. If you come to Let 'em Burn asking that stuff, we are
laughed at.
You're
going to get your balls chortled.
We're gonna core you like an apple, man.
That's right.
We don't want to hear that shit. That's, you know,
exactly.
we want stories.
Yep.
That's what we want. We want to hear your stories.
We want exactly.
The real ones, not your made up bullshit.
Exactly.
Not the ones you read in Penthouse.
Yeah. Not the ones you're reading out of Penthouse Forum from 1979.
In your fucking grandfather's underwear drawer.
Back when there were a lot of people having sex with amputees.
and fucking midgets.
You remember that? Every Penthouse Forum had an amputee.
There's like a weird sex story that involved a midget, like a camel or some kind of an amputee or some shit.
And what's really funny is some of them were written by Bernie Sanders. That's
right. That's fucking, oh god.
Wow.
It's disgusting. Oh, yeah. All right, we're gonna Bullwinkle and latex glove chaser this now. We're gonna head out. So.
Yeah, time to go stain the guitar.
You're gonna time to go stain your guitars. And I think I need one more refill because this week is gonna be a long week at work.
Is that something you make like by a pitcher, or do you have to make them one at a time?
I've got the shaker and the ice. I do them one at a time. It's
right.
I could double up on everything, but I prefer the ritual of it and the making of it, and it comes out a little different each time. Once you develop a palate, you can discern the different stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, if your dating guru starts talking about how a woman's tits feel like a bag of sand, you know you're getting had. You're getting your money wasted, like Marty says there. So.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you're getting sandbagged, literally.
Yeah, literally.
You're getting sandbagged and teabagged.
Yeah,
that's right. All right, everyone, we're going to go ahead and sign off. We're going to get together and we're going to continue. Nick's a lazy fuck. I'm a lazy fuck. Robert's complacent. So we're all going to motivate ourselves and get disciplined. And we're going to come up with, I'm telling right here, I'm exclaiming this now. We are going to come up with the Masculine Geek Punch Riot liquor and alcohol recipe book.
Yeah, a cocktail.
Okay, it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Geek.
We talked about it. I said it. It's going to happen. All right.
And we've already got the first drink.
Already got the first drink down. Nutmeg for the win. All right. So the Trudel My Balls will be one of them, and we have the other 6 or 7 that we have, and there will be photos, models, well lit photographs, and all kinds of fun stuff. We're gonna do a whole amazing. This is gonna be no alcohol recipe book you've ever seen in your entire life.
It's gonna be like a soft porn drink recipe. You know how to have an adult evening.
Exactly. We'll pair up tits and soup and bread. It's gonna be fucking fantastic. I said it here now. It will happen. It will happen.
And there will be a drink called Tits and Soup.
There'll be tits and soup, and I will make sure that the model is modeling tits and soup in the drink.
It'll be a variation of a Bloody Mary, I think.
I think it needs to. It'll be called the
Tits and Soup.
The Shrieking Hag. No. Yeah.
It's gonna be called the Tits and Soup.
The Tits and Soup and Bloody Mary. I always thought maybe tits and soup would be a little more stoutish, as it were, like an ale. You know?
Yeah, I'm not seeing that at all.
No.
Because a Bloody Mary it's almost like soup. It's like a cold soup.
It's
like Bloody Mary.
Vichyssoise. We're not. Nobody likes Vichyssoise. Fuck that cold soup.
Bloody Mary is what I have at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Well, it's not going to be a stout because this is gonna. Okay, we can argue about. See, this is why these projects never get done. It's going to be.
No, it's getting done. All right, so we decide now. There's going to be no beers, no stouts. This is liquor.
Yeah.
All right, that's fine.
I
These are
came
going
up
to be
with tits
proper
and soup,
cocktails.
So it's going to be fucking what I say it is. It's going to be what the fuck I say it is.
That's right. That's it. Just exactly. Well, Trudel My Balls is mine, and I'm not sure that's to my credit, but
it is kind of gay.
It is kind of gay. Yeah, it's still funny though.
But yeah.
Anyway. That's right, gay fuckers, you big homos. All right. So on that note, be on the lookout for more recipes. But now that Amazon does hardbacks, we're gonna do like a coffee table too. Coffee table book
about
coffee table book about coffee table. No, about the Masculine Geek Punch Right. Anytime you say punch right, you have to do this. So the Masculine Geek Punch Right alcohol liquor recipe book, and we'll do it. We're gonna get Rollo. Rollo's gonna do the cover.
Yeah.
You're just mad because Punch Riot got twice as awesome in half the time. That's the only
and tanked just as fast.
It didn't tank.
Well, where'd it go? Where is it?
It's
okay. Come on.
It became a monument.
Rebranding.
It became a monument to my laziness.
A monument to D's nuts.
I don't have time to edit people's shit.
That's your job. It's a magazine, you asshole.
I've got titties to fuck. I don't have time for that.
You got balls to trudel, apparently.
He's got titties to fuck, soup to eat. Yeah.
I killed Nick.
You'd think he was editing National Lampoon. That's the sad part,
right?
This is
back in the 70s National Lampoon when it mattered.
Yeah, when it was truth.
Exactly. Not now. Fuck. Woo! All right. On that note, we'll try to sleep with the all riled up now. Yeah, now I want to finish this book. Jesus.
Yeah. Is Jack doing a show? Can we hop on his show?
Right? Yeah.
Is he awake?
It's not. Actually, he's probably up now. It's like probably 5:30, 6 o'clock where he is.
Yeah,
but
probably getting ready to go to work though.
I was going to say it's what is it, Monday morning for no, it's Monday. I don't even know what it is for him.
It would be Monday morning.
Early Monday morning for him. Yeah. He's probably going to work.
Mm-hmm.
Probably, maybe, or twirling some balls. All right, go out.
End this thing already.
We're done. God damn it! It's like almost an hour, 2 hours and 21 minutes. Might as well wait till 2:22.
Jesus.
or we go to 151. What?
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, now we're gonna sign off. Everyone, thank you for hanging out with us.
We appreciate it.
We do. Anyone who watches later, I doubt it. I think the average masculine geek view time later is 25 minutes, which is actually not bad considering. That's
I don't even care. I think you've all wasted your time, but that's me.
Punch Riot.
Bunch of losers.
You fucking fucks.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, fuck. All right. So, everyone, TJ's not here to give my usual away message, so I'm going to give it. Keep the home fires burning. Keep that lead shooting downrange. Do not take any wood nickels. Keep the wine flowing. And remember, troll your balls.
Yeah.
Yeah.